Hey everyone, welcome back. I've been gone for a whole month because of exams, and I'm finally done with that. Yesterday was my last one, so I'm back. I'm filming. The only thing I've been doing actually was upload podcast episodes. If you want to check up on them, if you're interested, I'll have a link down below. I know there's a new podcast popping up everywhere, but I hope this one's nice. It's about video games. I talk mostly about video games there, and a little bit of philosophy and psychology. Anyways, that on the side, I'm back filming for the channel, and a bunch of stuff happened this month that I really wanted to touch up on. I'm sorry if I look messy, by the way. And I just really wanted to talk about everything that happened, and I missed BlizzCon and everything about Overwatch 2. I don't know if that's gonna be a podcast or a video. Anyways, what happened was my best friend sent me a meme on Instagram. It was about the Icarly reboot, and for some reason I had heard nothing about this. I, was caught up in the whole Winx reboot. I was criticizing that, and I was really mad. I haven't watched it yet, by the way. Maybe I will, or maybe we'll do that together on the channel so I can do a review. Point is, I didn't like the fact that the Winx Club was so different. I didn't like the changes they've done to it, so I didn't look into any more reboots or series. I just stuck with anime. Turns out there's an Icarly reboot. I think I'm gonna be able to play the teaser that they, released. I'm not sure if it's gonna be taken down, but I will try to have this in the video. If I do, it's gonna play right now. Now, as you've probably seen, including Miranda's story and everything we have about the series, we know that Jeanette McCurdy is not going to be a part of it. We saw that Sam wasn't there, people started asking, and she responded in her podcast that she didn't want anything to do with the show. Now, I've seen a lot of videos about the iCarly reboot because I wanted to have more info, and everybody seems to talk so much about Jeanette, and I don't want to do that. I don't think she's comfortable. I don't even think she wants to associate with the reboot in general or with iCarly. I think it's a part in her life that she wants to delete or take out. So honestly, I just hope Jeanette is doing fine. I'm very proud of her, and I think I respect her most for not accepting this reboot, and that she didn't just go with it for the money or because she wanted people to see it again. She didn't like the show. She's made that very clear, and I'm really happy that she's standing by her choice. She's not going to be back, and I hope she does great moving on. But yeah, I want to talk about more about how that works. Jeanette said she didn't want to be part of the show, which again, very respectable. But how does a script change based on that? The entire script changes when you don't have Sam, because she was an established character. We already knew everything we had to about her, which means, and we already know that, we're gonna have another best friend character for Carly, and I'll talk about that in a second. But the point I want to make here is these people didn't start with a good script. They didn't start with an idea about where they want the characters to go. And then, they made the series based on that. They asked, hey, can you guys come back aboard so we can film this? They are tailoring the script because they want to make an iCarly reboot. And the point I'm trying to make here is a good show comes from an idea that you want to materialize. You have amazing shows like BoJack Horseman, which is one of my favorite shows, if not my favorite show. This series, I think, would be really good even if it wasn't a cartoon. And that really works. This series on its own works so well. The script works so well. Unlike the iCarly reboot, they just want to capitalize on yet another show that we feel nostalgic about, so they're making a script as long as they go. We don't have Sam anymore, it's fine, we're just gonna add a new best friend character, and I'm gonna talk about her now. She's meant to be a part of the LGBTQ community, which, yes, thank God, we're getting more inclusivity in shows. But I think they're just doing it to be inclusive. And I'm really scared that they're gonna throw all the stereotyping on that character, and they're just gonna give it to her and be like, see, our show was mature and it was very inclusive. I hope I'm proven wrong, and I hope that's not what they want to do, but it seems, very similar to the Winx Club thing, where they actively took out characters that made the show more inclusive, and then they had one or two characters that, were kind of similar to the originals, and they were like, see, the show is very inclusive, despite all the main girls not being women of color and having no other characters. I haven't watched the show, but I've seen a lot of the promotional material. And anyways, I'm sad. They took out Flora. I'm still mad about it, but anyways. Again, the point I'm trying to make here is they're tailoring the script as they go, and they mentioned that they want it to be a more mature story about where the cast goes on next. Okay, but what does that mature mean? Does it mean we're going to see more mature relationships in the show? Because that is a route that these shows tend to take, where maturity just means that they can make dirtier jokes, or that they can, show more things on screen. But that isn't the point. I'd like shows, again, like BoJack Horseman, where maturity is exploring relationships, human relationships, and emotions, and the way people interact, and what is toxic and what isn't, and why it's fair to try and change yourself, and how you can move forward, and exploring sexuality or things like that in a way that is inclusive, in a way that is enjoyable and doesn't feel forced just so they can get those inclusivity points. Essentially, I want representation that comes from a place of respect and not just a way of ticking boxes. I don't like that. I'm really scared that's what we're gonna get. But in general, the idea of a reboot of a show like Icarly makes no sense to me. Like I mentioned, she's gonna come back to this new age, and she's gonna be, a YouTuber, a Twitch streamer, something that is very recognizable, something really nice to include in a show. If that's the show they wanted to make about the problems that someone has in the public eye, how it's hard to be a YouTuber, how her emotions and, her trip to fame have changed her, and how she's turned out to be as a person. If that's the series they wanted to make, they didn't need it to be iCarly. They could have just made a series about a person that's a YouTuber, and explore their psyche. Do more with that. Make a really funny, amazing show that didn't have to be, again, iCarly. I don't see why we'll go for the reboot. I mean, I do. It's nostalgia, but yeah. What I'm trying to say is I generally don't think that these people are making this show for any reason other than nostalgia, because they know that that's what gets people to watch these shows. I don't like the Winx reboot, but like I mentioned, I'm gonna make a review about it. I'm gonna react to it eventually. I'm just gonna watch it with my friends, and we're gonna laugh at it. But we're still gonna care, and that's a big deal because we're still gonna watch the show at the end of the day. The same goes for iCarly. I'm probably gonna watch some of the episodes because I'm really curious about it. And if that's the ideology that you're going into it with, if that's the type of people that are behind this show, it seems so, unbelievable to me that they're gonna really care about giving us a beautiful coming of age or just mature story in general that isn't gonna be filled with tropes and things that we've already seen in other shows, and that they're actually gonna sit down and really care about fleshing out that LGBTQ character and making sure that she's, that's not her entire personality. I really want to see great things from this show, and I hope this entire review gets proven wrong. I really hope it feels more like an ode and a sequel to the iCarly universe without it being something that I wish, just like most sequels nowadays, Disney movies and stuff. I hope it isn't one of these things that I want to delete from my memory because it ruins the experience that I've had with the original. That's all for today. I didn't want to get into it too deep. Hope you enjoyed this video. It was short and sweet. I'm back to filming, and I think I'm getting more confident on camera. What do you know? Anyways, something that I also wanted to announce is that I will be probably streaming a bit less. I used to stream in between classes, and I started it as a way for me to get more confident with an audience, but it just feels really difficult to do with classes getting even harder and with everything that's going on. I will still be streaming, and, most of all, I'm going to be working on videos and the podcast, because I really enjoy these things. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.